Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I'm in the house with the Kershaw Atmos here with me for a review, and we're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this guy. But hey, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content. So let's get started. This is a pretty cool knife, guys. Just a couple of things I don't like, but I like most of about this one. First of all, the size, 7-inch overall when deployed, the blade, and 3.1 inch long cutting edge with a 4-inch long blade. Let's check it out up against, for example, Ontario Rat number 2. They are pretty much comparable in size. Probably the Ontario is just a tad, a smidge bigger than the Kershaw. That's the Ontario Rat number 1, which of course it's a big boy. But maybe you're into Benchmade, and look at this, mini bag out, smaller than the Kershaw, and bag out, yeah, you've guessed it, it's a little bit bigger than that. So that's your size comparison if you're a Benchmade fan, or maybe you like Spyderco. And here you have your Paramilitary 2, and here you have your Para 3 right there. Look at that. This guy is a little bit smaller than the Para 3, but looks much smaller than that. But it's not that much small. But look at the cutting edge. Yeah, maybe you're a Chris Reeve fan and you like Sebenza. There you have a small Sebenza 21, and maybe you have a large Sebenza, and this is the large 31. Gorgeous knife. Let me show you a couple options here from Custom Knife Factory. This is the FIF 20, and this is the Snafu 2.0. Peter Rassenti designed, Philippe Georget designed, beautiful big boys, both compared to that one. Another option, really cool, this is the Koenig Knives Arius, that's Generation 4 style 55, and here you have another pretty beautiful liner lock. This is the Shirogorov F3 bronze carbon fiber scales, and this is another gorgeous one, XM18 Flipper Delete 3.5 inch long, another fantastic one, guys. I mean, we are like in a completely different ballpark here. Is the Shirogorov Sinkevich collaboration Kami, and makes sense because same designer, but like, yeah, not the same ballpark for sure. And let me show you another couple options. Another goodness, carbon fiber Shirogorov Custom Division. This is the Hation, and what else can I show you guys? A little guy for sure over here. This is the Peter Rassenti Toad, just the new Warncliffe just came out. And what else can I show you right over here? Yeah, gonna show you just a big Shirogorov just to see that, yeah, this is the F95 antique, and just to show you that that's a big boy. So I guess you get the idea of the size of this one. It's a beautiful size, super compact, fantastic EDC, EDCable knife. It's kind of like disappearing in the pocket. It's super light. It's designed by Dmitry Sinkevich. You can see right over here. It is a liner lock, very interesting. Couple of G10 scales with a set of overlay carbon fiber. It's not like the nicest carbon fiber available, like for example, like you check some good carbon fiber and it's pretty different than that for sure. If you want something like with the same texturing, that's the difference. I don't know if you can appreciate, but I'm telling you, there's a big difference in these two kind of carbon fibers. But this is made in China. This guy made in China. It's what, $30 knife, like 35, not $40. So there's something really good in this guy, and it's the value. It's a beautiful knife. I mean, it's fantastic, but at the same time it has been produced spending a very small amount of money, and it reflects in the cost. I don't know, because this should be a little bit more. I mean, you check this pocket clip here and you cannot find this guy for less than $100, just the clip, and you can buy probably like 3 of these knives. So yeah, just put things in perspective. Of course, that's time mask, it's another thing, you can't compare apples and oranges, but I want to say that this is a fantastic value for the knife, for the value. I mean, looks good. It's Dmitry Sinkevich Design. It's a liner lock. There's some G10 going on. G10 backspacer. Lanyard hole is integrated right over here. There's some good milling for the G10. Some nice jimping over here. You've got a little bit of chamfering going on the side. You can see this angle here. No chamfering going on the inside. There's no internal skeletonization for the G10, but the weight is pretty well contained. This is an interesting one. There's a nice finger groove with this pretty cool cutout to disengage the lock bar, which works fantastically. You have also pretty simple construction. You can also check out my maintenance video. You're gonna need a T6 Torx bit screw for these screw over here on the handle, a pivot. You have it right there, nothing on this side. So pretty straightforward to take this guy down and take care of this one. You have a liner over here, which is steel, so steel on steel. There's no lock stick, no need for insert, so that's pretty much good to go. You've got a dip carry pocket clip, tip up carry only. It's not, you cannot do tip down, but it's reversible, and they include the tab, the filler tab right here, so you can just choose your preferred side, and that's a fantastic option. Blade is just gorgeously designed. Look at this. I love like this jimping. It reminds me a little bit of some Shirogorov in a way. There's no crowning, no chamfering going on, but a little bit of swedge going on from this point up to a little bit before the tip. Doesn't reach the tip. And then here from the midpoint, it just tapers down, and then it starts like showing like a little bit, like maybe for 50% belly up to the sharpening choil, where it's just like a straight edge. This guy is hollow ground, and you have like some Kershaw logo going on, satin flats and satin finish with dual directional, two different directions, so it's gonna create some nice contrast. As you can see on this side, you're going to have the model 4037 Sinkevich Design and the steel employed, which is HCR MOV, and just a little bit of reminder that this guy is made in China. Also, like if you check the stock thickness, at this point, for example, is 0.1015, so super thin stock, and look at this. Let's do it like over here, 0.022. So not like the thinnest thing behind the edge considering the stock thickness, but it's still good slicer. What it's not so good is this area over here, which you can see that the plunge grind reaches this point, but you see the geometry, how it shows that the thickness increases as the blade reaches the plunge grind. So yeah, it's not ideal. I mean, this is brand new from factory, so you know that this is, I mean, it's not an issue, but it's something to consider. And then you have a little bit of sharpening choil, which is pretty good. There's no chamfering around the flipper tab, which is minimal. I love it, and it's sharp. So you see, you have a lot of traction. You can do light switch all day long. You can do a fantastic push button. And this guy just straightly reminds me about this flipper tab. This is also a little bit sharp. This is probably even less than that. You see, very unobtrusive. Absolutely good to go. I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean, completely different ballpark. You can probably buy 20, maybe 15 at least of these guys, and compared to the Kami. But I mean, I just want to say that this distinct design from Sinkevich is just fantastic, and it works 100%. Really cool flipper tab. There's a little bit of billboarding going on, of course, but this blade has been designed really nicely. The sound also nice and clacky, just very discreet click. That's a beautiful sound, guys. For a little guy like that to produce this, it's impressive. I wasn't expecting this good sound. When closing, it's all right. It's not a big deal. But this is a pretty good sound for sure, much better than the closing sound. Also, the weight of this guy is going to be pretty cool if you are, like, for example, wanting to carry this one with your shorts. You're not going to even notice this one. This is like 1.95 ounces, so not even 2 ounces. So I mean, guys, pretty good to go. There's basically a little bit of hotspots. As you can see, like the clip ramp is pretty steep. So here there's a little bit of hotspot going on. It's not too crazy, but yeah, I still feel it. The jimping is absolutely functional, really grippy and good. The lock bar is pretty easy to release because of this cutout, so nicely done. I'm not gonna even like choke this guy because there's like a chunk of handle missing, but still you can do it. A little bit of finger guard created by the finger groove over here and the flipper tab. So yeah, but nothing like that I would consider doing it. Also, like you got a little bit of flex because this is just G10 and the liner on the inside is just like a partial one. So I mean, it gets to this point here, it's not full liner up to the end, so that's why there's a little bit of flex, but not too much, because also the backspacer gets to this point and it creates some nice rigidity to the overall structure. But this, I mean, it's not going to be something you're going to use to baton or do some hardcore kind of work. That's just my opinion. Fit and finish overall, it's pretty good. I mean, the inlays, they look good. There's not many gaps, not too much misaligned things over here. You can see just a little bit of burr from like see in the seam like of the mold, probably from the to make the backspacer, but nothing too crazy. I mean, fit and finish is pretty good. There's no rattling when shaken. Blade deployed, it's pretty solid. There's no blade play, no lock rock. It's pretty good. The jimping is sharp, and that's good because you're gonna have a nice grip to do your light switch, to do your push button. It's gonna deploy pretty nicely. The clip tension is also very good, has a nice feel to it. No lock stick, no finger soreness when you deploy, when you close it. I mean, it's nicely designed. This guy is running on bearings, fast deployment. It's just smooth also when closing. There's not, like you see, the blade just closed down, but vertical position, no guillotine effect. You just have to wiggle a little bit and this guy is gonna close. But so is like this Shirogorov over here, which is a little bit more expensive than this guy. So I mean, overall, this is a really cool knife, guys. It's super cheap. I mean, this is like, I consider this one a cheap one, but beautifully designed by Sinkevich, nicely executed by Kershaw. It has a nice hollow grind, HCR 13 MOV steel, which is alright. G10 scale, the opening sound is fantastic. Ergonomics are good. A little bit of attention to the pocket clip, a little bit on the sharp side. You have nice backspacer and the lanyard hole. I mean, this checks pretty much all the boxes, and it's a fantastic budget options. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.